Making matches on IMI is one of the program's strengths. To do so, all you have to do is go to Admin, and then Users, to look at a list of all of the users on your site. What you'll probably want to do is start by going to Filters, and set certain filters to look for mentors and mentees who have not been matched yet. For example, if I click on Match Status, and set that to Ready to be Matched, and click Save, my first criterion is that I only want people who have not been matched yet. In other words, they're ready to be matched. If I scroll down to User Type and click that, I can say I only want to see mentees who are ready to be matched by clicking Save, and then Update to execute my filters. And sure enough, the entire list of users has been filtered down to only mentees who are ready to be matched. Our acronym for that is RTBM. So I see here that Stanley Green, one of our mentees, has not been matched yet. To look at his profile and start making a match, I click on either his first or last name. This takes me to Stanley's user profile, where on the right-hand side, I can see potential matches that the system is thinking about for this particular mentee. Next to each potential mentor, we're going to see something called the Strength of Match Score, which has an acronym of SOM. And the higher that score, the more they have in common based on the matching section of their application. If you roll your cursor over that score, you'll actually see a pop-up box that shows you how the score is broken down by the three categories you've selected. In this case, work experience, academic, and personal. And again, the higher the score in each of those categories, the more they have in common there. So for example, Stanley and Yang probably have more in common when it comes to academic and personal than it does work experience. And then finally, on the right-hand side, you see the weighted column. If you allow it, mentees can actually prioritize various categories as more important to them. And then those categories will be weighted more heavily in the Strength of Match Score. So in this case, it looks like Stanley said that personal was more important to him than academic, which is why even though that total score is the same, the weighted score is more weighted heavily towards personal. When you're ready to actually go ahead and make the match, just click the Match button, and you'll see a full list of all of the mentors who are ready to be matched. If you know who you want to match Stanley with already, that's really easy. Just go right over to that person's checkbox, and then click the Match button. However, if you're still not sure, and the score hasn't convinced you, what you can do is select both of the potential mentors' checkboxes, and then click the Compare button. The nice thing about this is that it will give you a side-by-side comparison of the mentee's application with each of the potential mentors' application. So you can go beyond that score and get down to the nitty-gritty of what makes them who they are and what they're looking for in a match. And when you look over this information and see what their career interests are, what their personalities are like, you may decide that actually, despite the score, this particular user is going to be the best one, who's going to make a really strong match for our mentee. And when you make that decision, all you have to do is go over to the Match button for that particular mentor, click Match, and then confirm the question that appears. When you do so, one of the really fantastic things about IMI is that it will automatically draft a match message introducing the mentor to the mentee and vice versa. These messages provide all sorts of information directly from the mentor and mentee's applications, giving them a sense of who they've been matched with and how the program will work. So all you have to do is click Send to launch those messages to your mentor and mentee, and then the match process is completed and the emailing can begin. And that's all there is to matching on IMI.